as the drivers getting themselves ready. Hello, I wonder who this man is. Wang Yibo getting himself ready, much to the cheers of the crowd. They've gone ballistic, they've seen their boy. And now that we've got this gap in the two sessions, we can make out the cheers of the crowd over the waft of the engines, the cars coming in. Backed by Red Bull this season. There you go. Oh my word. Several thousand spectators flocking into Shanghai, and they've even been here since yesterday. All very keen to keep an eye on this boy, who I have to say really is stepping up to the plate as a professional racing driver. Listen to that. I was actually in conversation with Elias Seppänen over the course of yesterday, and one thing he stated about coming over to the Xiaomi China GT Championship is he's worked with gentleman drivers before, he's worked with drivers who are amateur level, but never before has he had the professionalism of the person sat next to him in the awning, and even the other amateur drivers in the teams. They take it so seriously, whereas in Europe and in America you get... They're all part of the lifestyle. They want to live the experience of being a racing driver. They want to wear the right watch. They want to hang out with the right drivers. They want to dine well, and they want to have a cool life. The drivers here take it so much more seriously. Every single session, the AM drivers are looking at the lap times, looking at the data, trying to figure out where they can get their throttle inputs a little bit more accurately. They're watching every championship around the world as well, other GT championships, to try and figure out how to get better at their craft. And none are more so in that category than Wang Yibo. He literally has gone from being a driver who's getting used to the sport 12 months ago to eating, breathing, sleeping motorsport. He is absolutely addicted, and he wants to win this championship. Whether it's this year or whether it's next year, he is absolutely determined and resolute. He wants to be a champion in China GT. So as the fans make their noise in the stands, we get ourselves ready for the next encounter, which is the second of the qualifying sessions. Now we go into Q2, and that's going to determine the grid for race 2. And that's why the fans are making massive noise, because the man who's going to get behind the wheel this time is Wang Yibo. Well, when the session starts, the engines will match the level of noise in the stands, but I'm not entirely sure they'll eclipse it, because the fans here are absolutely addicted to being here. It's wonderful to see as well. You could easily say that they're all here for one man, but they are really starting to get the hang of motor racing. They really love it. They are embracing the sport. They're loving it. Many of them have actually been here since 8 a.m. this morning. They've been drinking in the races from the F4 Chinese Championship, and they were cheering on Shi Wei, who was actually racing in China GT last year. She's racing in both the F4 Chinese Championship and Toyota Gazoo this weekend. Sadly, she had an incident in the Toyota Gazoo race, but she finished third overall, did T-Do, in the F4 China race earlier on that was won by Kimi Chan. Round of a driver, but he's also been a race winner in the Touring Car Sports Cup out here in China, and competed in last year's Nürburgring Langenstrecke series as well as the Shanghai 8 Hours. There is Wang Yibo heading out onto the circuit for the first time in qualifying in 2026. We'll see what the Red Bull undefeated Mercedes will give us, but the Uno Racing driver is very much all focus. Eyes down for a full house. First task of qualifying is to get the tyres and brakes up to temperature. You cannot go for a hot lap straight away. These cars are very skittish and certainly very brutal when you get on the throttle. You've got to be very careful. Final flyer with about 55 seconds left on the clock when he did it. And with a lap time of 2 minutes, you're not going to get another flying lap in. So this one's got to be perfect if he wants to move out of P25. He is the quicker of the two Uno Racing Mercedes, though. So that's something he can be happy with. As out of the car gets Betty Chen. So Betty Chen stepping her way out of the BMW, having taken over. Chen Yuchong getting that car back again. Oh, sorry. My apologies. I do believe it is Betty Chen in the 91. I'll double check and confirm. Yes, it was, but the lap time's not been very good indeed from their point of view. 2 minute 4.123. She would have wanted a lot more than that. But the top drivers from last year are really struggling to be the top drivers from this year. With all these new teams coming in and all these international talents, it's made China GT even tougher than it was last year. So what's Wang Yibo's pace at the moment? 41.9 in the first sector. That's not quicker than he's gone before. The only driver who's done a personal best in Sector 1 is actually Ray Wu in the 33R Harmony Audi, the Garfield car. But they have finished the session on P21. They are the first car to cross the finish line, in fact. What about the second sector for Wang Yibo? That's more like it. 45.1 in the second sector. This could move Wang Yibo up a few places, actually. So it's got to tidy up the hairpin. Not too early on the power. Little bit of curb is okay. Just keep it nice and clean on the final turn. Don't go over the line on track limits either. Tidy, nice, very nice. Finishing the lap. Is this going to be quicker than a 2:03.6? It is, 2:03.3. That pushes him up another couple of positions on the grid. So race 2 is definitely going to be a tough one for Wang Yibo. He's right in the middle of the cannon fodder tomorrow. But if he keeps his nose clean and other drivers around him don't, he can certainly make his moves. Meanwhile, though, it's pole position twice for the win here, Origin Porsche. Andy Dung got the job done in Q1. In Q2, it's Yuan Bo. This is why it's so tough in this championship. You've only got 15 minutes to get out there and get the lap times down. It's not long. So it is win here, Origin that gets the top spot. Climax.